Sorry for the bit of a hiatus, but I am back. And I'm going to react to this new little video by Tom Ruger and Paul Rudish? Not Paul Rudish. Paul Rugg. Sorry about that. It's called Presidential Parade Gone Wrong, or Bernice and Carlisle. Let's check it out and see what they got in store for us. And play. Man, I miss these two. Considering it's animatic, it's not fully animated, but still, I applaud and I really love to hear more, magic created by both Tom and Paul. I mean, seriously, not since the 7D show, like almost a decade ago, have we gotten anything from these two. And seriously, I really miss this. These are the kind of cartoons we need nowadays, I'm all for serialized stories and shows that are mature, but I just love these cartoons from the 90s, like they were fun, and we got one for the current age. And this is the pilot. I really do hope we get, you get to see more.
Our story begins in Washington, D.C. at the White House, where the President of the United States, Whit Lackley,
the narration reminds me of those classic J. Ward cartoons from the early 1900s, a la Rocky and Bullwinkle. Those were fun. To be honest, he already looks like a better president than our current president. Hey-o! At least he's more smarter. And with better hair.
Okay. But let's play more tug-of-war later.
Man, I love his voice. He's hilarious.
What am I doing today?
Well, you just signed 2 executive orders. The first one turns the state of New Jersey
Well, that
into
makes a lot of
National Wildlife
sense.
Preserve.
Finally, something good is done with New Jersey.
9 million New Jerseyites will have to move to Pennsylvania, but it's for a worthy cause.
What's that?
The animals.
We gotta save the animals.
You're crazy about the animals, remember? Oh yeah, cause they're all so fuzzy.
Hey, look, there's a moose head right there.
As for your second executive order, you just named Wolf.
Honestly, like this administration is much better, like at helping the world,
Us. We'll take our breakfast in here, Wolfie.
Ah, man, this is already fun. Honestly,
Why
this
do
is
you
quite
two
nice.
make your own
Sure, it's
stuff?
animatic, not
to show
fully
the
animated, but
public how much
it's still
you
nice.
care about,
I really like it.
Oh, about the animals? Exactly. You love us
Oh man, it's so good.
Yes,
Pancakes
I
with
do.
bacon.
Can I
And
have a taste?
I assume there's oranges.
Ah, they're gonna bite me.
Yes, the President loves animals, and the animals
I
love
like these
him.
three.
Yay.
Yay.
Unfortunately, animals don't vote. Humans vote, and
I
some
like it.
human voters want
Seriously.
Lackley out of office. Among them, the leaders
Man,
of the
this is
nation's
already fun.
largest
I'm
corporations.
quite surprised
He
not
doesn't
people
care
are
about our
watching
company's
this.
profits. He cares
In
about
fact,
kangaroos
I'm gonna do my part.
living in Piscataway.
At the reaction to, I'm gonna promote this on my social media pages.
We need a president who will support
Yes,
our
as always,
interests.
humans
We need
care only about
Lackley gone
themselves,
now.
not about everyone
these
else.
Titans of industry voted to get rid of the president.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. But how do we do it?
Yep. Special interests, only helping special interests. Yeah. Who is this?
To me.
Gravekeeper
Yes,
dude.
unbeknownst to President Lackley, his
Actually, he
very own
reminds me
Vice
of
President, Odin
Mitch
Sepulchre,
McConnell.
is the
They're
leader
both
of this
old,
cabal
near
planning
dead,
the
and
president's
are still looking
downfall.
out for themselves,
Mr. Vice President, you are heinous.
Miss
And the lackey, too.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
It's gotten me
Man,
this far.
I'm so glad, like I'm not into politics.
Nothing, sir.
I
Don't
want
worry
to.
your pretty little head.
But man,
So
we should have
the
more
Vice
young people rather
President
than
came up with
these,
a clever plan to
I don't
lure
know,
the president into a
centennial,
deadly
like
trap.
leaders who care only about
Let's have a
themselves.
parade, sir.
Yeah, look at his legs.
Huge
They're like,
parade in your
not even
honor.
legs,
Oh, I
It's a
love
ghost.
parades.
I mean, he is near dead.
Doesn't love parades.
Circus elephants, Lipizzaner horses.
Oh, I hate parades. The asphalt hurts my tootsies.
Man, the humor is
And
like
poop on your
totally
parade.
J. Ward.
This will be a military parade,
I really
sir,
miss it.
to show off all your massive weaponry.
I really want this to be a Kickstarter
That's a
show.
relief.
I mean, heck, I support it.
Just one question. Will the parade have big balloons? What? Oh, you know.
I mean, this is
giant
definitely
balloons
like
floating in the
this is definitely
sky
feels like a
on
current
Thanksgiving.
Animaniac show
I love those
for the
balloonies.
back in the 90s.
No big balloons.
Those were great.
Losing interest in the parade.
The reboot
But the
sucked,
military
even though
doesn't
like
have
the original
big
trio
balloons.
returned.
Losing interest in
I
the military.
don't know. The writing just didn't do them
The
justice.
military must have a blimp somewhere.
But this is nice,
Oh, I like
and also
blimps.
pretty original. We got an armadillo and a fox with the human president.
Then let's have a parade with a blimp. Blimp,
Yeah, I like blimps too. Yeah, I'm quite surprised we don't use blimps anymore. They're fun, and they definitely, look much better than a little old plane.
For that very afternoon, with much fanfare,
Those
all
are
branches of the
big
military
tanks.
came rolling through the streets, showing off their biggest and most powerful weaponry.
I love a parade.
We want the blimp! Yeah!
Wow, they got him up to himself.
Yeah! We want the blimp! Yeah!
Little did President Lackley and his allies
Hooray!
realize that as soon as the weapons arrive in front of the reviewing stand, Vice President Sepulchre, hiding
Stand.
behind the Washington Monument, will use a remote control device to launch the arsenal. Straight at the President, Bernice, and Carlisle. Is this the end of the Lackley administration and our heroes?
Is this the end of a
Find
young
out in our
heroes?
next episode, The Big Gaboom, or I Loathe a Parade.
Yep, that is so J.
Is
Ward.
that a 20 megaton missile coming straight at us, or are you just glad to see me?
This is nice.
Bernice and Carlisle will be back after this message from our
Bernice and
sponsor.
Carlisle save the world.
We now return to Bernice and Carlisle in Look Up in the Sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a blimp. It's a 20 megaton missile coming straight at us, or are you just glad to see me? In our last episode, Bernice
lost
and
after our
Carlisle
heroes.
advised President Lackley to turn New Jersey into a national wildlife preserve.
I mean, it's animatic, but it's very nice.
While the human population of the Garden State was shipped off to Pennsylvania.
I honestly wish this thing would do very well. That it becomes its own
Titans
show
of industry were
on
not
YouTube
pleased with this turn of
and/or
events.
Kickstarter.
Lackley's nuts!
We need to get rid of him now!
In fact,
To
Amazon
achieve
should
this goal, they turned to
greenlit
their
this show.
wickedest ally.
I mean, seriously, the gene between Paul Rudd and Tom
Yes,
Ruger,
Vice President Dodin Sepulchre. And so the Vice President planned a big military parade.
Because everybody loves
I
parades.
mean, this is fun.
Except for circus
I
elephants and
honestly
lip-and-down
love it.
horses.
Considering, I grew up watching
As
the
for the
original
president, he
Animaniacs
loves
show, and
parades
I just love
and big
cartoons like
balloons.
these kinds of tunes,
We want the blimp! Yeah! We want the blimp! Yeah!
But little does
It's
he
nice.
know that during
Plus,
this
I love
parade,
armadillos.
the Vice
They're
President
cool.
will launch a missile strike
They
on
can
the
roll
review
into a
stand,
ball.
permanently eliminating Lackley and our
And
heroes
foxes are
Bernice
cool
and
too.
Carlisle, who, at that very moment, were enjoying a delicious picnic lunch provided by their own personal chef, Wolfgang Pluck.
Aw, dang it, the hedgehogs! Wolfie forgot the $1,000 dressing!
Finally,
For me,
the day has
it's with a
come when we'll
mustard.
get rid of
A
that
candy is sandwich with a
President
mustard.
Dork.
President Dip, and I'll take the reins of power.
Hee-haw! Giddy up, sir. Take the reins and
Take it down a
ride
notch,
my
lady.
big bad
Sheesh.
buckaroo.
Armbruster, rope it in.
Keep it in your pants, Amber
Forgive
Stir.
my unbridled enthusiasm, sir.
And this would be the end of our heroes if it weren't for Carlisle's love of Thousand Island dressing on his gourmet bologna sandwiches.
Yep,
For
can eat a
just
sandwich
as the
without it.
villainous duo was about to flip the switch to annihilate the sitting president, the president was no longer sitting.
Ready, aim.
Ah, hold it, sir. The target is on the move.
What?
The president has left
Yep,
the
they're
review
going.
stand.
No, 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 no!
Yes, 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 yes! Since Carlisle needed Thousand Island dressing and the president, when
She's
in public,
bouncing.
needs his full detail of bodyguards, Bernice and the president went with Carlisle on his quest for the savory condiment. During this journey, they encountered a throng of
Nay.
disgruntled Lipizzaner horses protesting today's event.
Nay to parades! Nay! Nay to parades! Nay!
Meanwhile, the vice president and Ms. Armbruster, hoping to salvage their evil scheme,
Here they
raced
come.
to the scene to make an impassioned plea.
Mr. President, you need to return to your seat for security reasons.
No can do! We're
Man,
on
his
a vital
fingernails are
mission
so
to
grody.
find $1,000 dressing!
What?
It's
no,
called a manicure
Please, you
for a
really
reason.
need to be seated, sir.
Mr. Vice President, you promised me a parade with a blimp!
Yeah, he's a president.
no
You're just the
blimp.
vice
Where's
president.
that blankety blank blimp?
It'll be here soon. It's coming from New Jersey.
Woohoo! Go, blimp, go! I'll go back to my seat as
Man,
soon
it's
as
sure
the
taking a
blimp
long
shows
time for
up,
the blimp to
and
get
not
here.
until.
Then again, they aren't that very
It was
fast.
at this moment
But they are
that the
cool
vice
looking.
president made a major blunder. Unable to mask his frustration, he grabbed hold of the president's balloon and gave it a mighty squeeze.
Yeah, I kind of
Momentarily
regard
forgetting
you've
that the recent
pointed your
manicure given
nails
to him
and
by
it's very
Ms.
sharp
Armbruster
looking.
had rendered his fingernails as sharp as daggers. The balloon popped. The president was inconsolable.
Oh no, you popped this balloon.
Worse yet, the sound of the popping balloon startled the nearby
That's causing a
Lipizzaner
chain
horses.
reaction. Chain
As
reaction.
previously noted, already hated parades. The horses were so
Oh,
thoroughly
boy.
spooked that they stampeded.
Things are getting crazy now.
Bernice and Carlisle protected the president, while the crowd of spectators ran for safety.
Protect the president. Protect the president.
At the same time, the horses made good on their earlier threat. The Lipizaners proceeded to poop on the parade, and did so, literally, all along
I'm
the
glad they
parade route.
show it at least.
The large quantity of horse pies made the streets slippery, sending military vehicles into
Yep, things are
tailspins
going
with a
haywire
fleet of
now.
out-of-control artillery tanks speeding straight toward the Lipizaners. Hoping to spare these
Save the
parade-despising
animals.
creatures from injury, our heroes leapt into action.
Powerball!
Roll!
Bernice the armadillo rolled up inside her hard protective shell, and Carlisle
Here we
pulled her
go.
down the boulevard, where a perfect strike sent the
A
grateful
perfect
horses
strike.
flying safely away from the multi-vehicle collision that followed. As the heavy artillery from every branch of the military
yeah.
skidded
Not
down the
good. It's not
slippery
going well for
roads,
you
the
two.
epicenter of the crash was Ms. Armbruster and the Vice President, who miraculously avoided
Yeah,
harm.
okay.
Until the Vice President lost his grip of the remote control detonator
Uh-oh,
due to
the remote.
Lipizzaner-fueled circumstances. In a subsequent effort to recover the device, the Vice President inadvertently flipped the switch,
Oh, they done it
triggering
now.
a massive explosion.
Oh, poop.
Oh, flurp. Ooh, explosions.
This big kaboom
Ouch.
sent the Vice President and his assistant on a spectacular flight straight to the Walter Reed Medical Center, where they are expected to remain in traction for 3 to 6 months
They
while
deserve it.
recuperating from countless broken bones and internal injuries.
But look on the bright side. The blimp finally showed up. Whee!
Yes,
This
the
is
blimp
done.
had arrived. The
And our
president
heroes
was
saved the
thrilled,
day.
and once again, the commander-in-chief was safe, thanks to our heroes, Bernice and Carlisle, who,
That was
after
Malin
the events
dressing.
of the day, were left with just one burning question.
Can we go pick up some more Thousand Island dressing?
We're
You know,
on
I
our
like this.
way.
I really
Look at
like
us.
this.
We're in a
I give it
blimp.
5 stars. Please support this project. You know, like, subscribe, you
Join
know,
us again
follow,
next time on
etc., etc.
Bernice and Carlisle
And I
save
want
the
to see more
world
Bernice
for
and
another
Carlisle
thrilling
save the
episode.
world.
The beavers
Well, guys,
await
that's it.
Bayonne.
See you next time.